you're in the market for a new home in the Raleigh, North Carolina area, and maybe you've been searching for a while, then you're probably aware of the critical lack of new home inventory going on right now. This lack of supply has caused a lot of buyers to consider buying a new construction home versus that of a pre-existing resale home. If you're one of those people, then you're going to want to stay tuned to my top 5 tips for buying a brand new construction home. By the way, guys, you'll definitely want to stay to the end of the video because I'm going to share with you a bonus tip that might save you from a huge inconvenience and potentially a lot of money when purchasing a new construction home. Hey guys, I'm Mike Sanders with Mike Sanders Team Realty at RE/MAX United in Raleigh, North Carolina. If you're a subscriber to my channel, then you know I talk quite a bit about new construction, which I consider one of my areas of specialty. Today I'm going to give you some tips on how to make that new construction purchase a successful one. Okay guys, tip number 1, get help from a licensed realtor to represent your interest. Guys, this is huge. I'm amazed at how many buyers walk blindly into the model home inside of a new home community and end up purchasing without a realtor. To me, this is akin to being in legal trouble and showing up at court without an attorney. Keep in mind, guys, that when you walk into a new home in a new home community and you speak with the on-site sales agent, that agent actually is working on behalf of the builder, not you as a buyer. Most on-site sales reps are very reputable. They really want to help you. I work with them on a daily basis and most of them are absolutely fantastic. But just keep in mind at the end of the day, they represent the builder and the builder's interest. They're there to make the builder money. They're not there necessarily to watch out for your best interest. You as a buyer should want a representative working on your behalf. Make sure you find a realtor that's familiar with the new home construction process. Their advice can be extremely valuable. One major misconception among many buyers is that there's a separate fee involved for hiring your own realtor. Yes, your realtor will get a buyer agency fee if you purchase a home, but this fee has already been set aside by the builder and is paid out of the builder's marketing budget. So you might as well take advantage of having the builder pay for you having your own realtor advocating for your interests, since there's already money set aside by the builder for you to do so. If you aren't represented by a realtor, then those marketing funds set aside for this purpose go back to the builder in the form of pure profit. Make absolutely certain if you visit a new home community or speak with an on-site agent that you provide them with the name of your realtor up front. Otherwise, they'll assume you're representing yourself and most likely won't compensate your realtor for their work once the home is sold. Okay guys, another thing that's going on right now in this crazy low inventory market is the fact that some on-site agents are going to make you feel like you've got to immediately act because another buyer is about to come in and put down a deposit on the home or the lot that you want. Yes, this is most of the time going to be true. They're not necessarily trying to pressure you. For literally every home or lot that's available, there are typically many more buyers out there trying to get those lots and homes. However, take a breath and call your realtor. That's what they're there for, to help you navigate what can be a very complex transaction involving what will probably be one of the most expensive purchases you'll ever make in your lifetime. Let them help you. Okay guys, step number 2 is understanding cost. Understanding the difference between the advertised cost of the home and the actual cost that you'll end up paying. Okay, a lot of us have probably been here before. You drive past the new home community, you see the sign advertising new homes beginning, say, in the low 400s. Then you go into the model home and find out that everything that's being built is actually closer to the mid 500s. Why does this happen? Well, the reason is because that the advertised price is for the lowest price base model with no upgrades, no lot premium. So let's break down the different costs involved in which you may have in a new construction home. Okay, the first cost that you're going to have is the price of the home, which is the cost of the floor plan without any upgrades. The next cost you may have is a lot premium, which might not be charged on each and every lot. Lot premiums are extra charges put on various lots that the builder considers better or premium to other lots within the community. For example, there may be lots with lakefront views that are most likely going to have a separate lot premium attached, or a lot maybe on a cul-de-sac that backs up to a large wooded area with a lot of privacy. One very important thing to think about when it comes to lot premiums is to think about it this way. When you go to resell your home years down the road, will you be charging the next buyer a lot premium? The answer is no, you're probably not. So unless there's a reason you're absolutely in love with a specific lot, or if the lot has a quantifiable reason to have a premium, The most obvious being a considerably larger lot size that they have in the more typical lots within the community. Don't fall for paying a sizable lot premium if you can help it. Okay, so after paying the base price of the home, you'll have construction options, such as different home configurations that differ from the base model. This might include situations where the builder might offer a specific model with an option for an additional bedroom, or maybe you might have an option to turn a screened-in porch into a sunroom. These will be examples of construction options. Every builder has different construction options for their various plans and home designs, and the cost of these add-ons can really add up fast. But keep in mind that adding some of these construction options during the actual construction phase of the process can often be the least expensive time to do so. Think about it like this. You might not need a 5th bedroom right now, but if you decide later on down the road to add to the size of your family, then adding that extra bedroom on during the construction phase of the process will most likely be significantly less expensive now than doing so maybe 3 to 5 years into the future. Okay, the final cost item are going to be your cosmetic options. These options are where you pick and choose such items as your home finishes like doorknobs, kitchen backsplashes, kitchen and bathroom countertops, and lighting options. The design center appointment is where you'll be choosing these design items. During this appointment, you can literally feel like a kid in a toy store choosing between various design options. But remember that you could easily be in for a major case of sticker shock, since the cost of these add-ons can add up very quickly. So I'd advise you to set a budget and stick to it. The most important thing here to remember is that many of these items that will be offered to you by the builder can many times be completed much less expensively after you move in rather than during the home construction process by the builder. Another thing to keep in mind is that you're going to want to avoid adding on tons of expensive options to your home, because you really don't want to overbuild the home, making it much more expensive than a similar model home within your neighborhood. This is an important thing to take into consideration, because if you decide to sell your home later on at some point, it'll be much harder to get value from lots of high-end options that you won't typically find in other similar homes within the neighborhood. An appraiser will be comparing your home to other similar models within the neighborhood, and most likely won't be putting a premium price on all those options that you might choose years down the road. 2 items that I regularly see that builders love to overprice are screened-in porches and ceiling fans. I've seen screened-in porches sometimes sell for $15,000 to $20,000 and ceiling fans for $400 to $500 per fan. Rather than busting your budget on a screened-in porch, you can oftentimes simply add a deck, and after closing have a contractor come in and convert your deck into a screened-in porch, potentially saving you a lot of money. As for ceiling fans, I always recommend having rooms pre-wired for ceiling fans. Then after closing, go yourself to someplace like Home Depot or Lowe's and buy your own ceiling fans. Then either install them yourself or hire a handyman. You can save hundreds of dollars by installing them yourself. Okay guys, tip number 3 are inspections. There's a pretty common misconception amongst buyers when it comes to the subject of a home inspection. Quite a few buyers assume they don't need a home inspection if the home is brand new. They tend to believe it's like buying a new car. Why get an inspection on something that's brand new? Well, I'm here to tell you that I highly recommend a home inspection even on new construction. Yes, new construction homes are inspected by the city or county building inspector to make sure that they meet minimum residential building code requirements, and are even sometimes inspected by the builder's quality control team. However, I strongly believe that the home buyer should have their own inspection, the same way a home buyer needs their own realtor, to ensure that they have responsible advocates watching out for their own self-interest. The type of home inspection that I recommend is a 2-part inspection. The first being a pre-drywall inspection. This is where an inspector goes in and looks at everything on the inside of your house you don't get to see once the interior walls are installed. This is where a lot of important items can go unnoticed once hidden by drywall. Following the pre-drywall inspection is a second inspection just before closing to check and make sure everything is functioning correctly, and to ensure that any issues brought up during the pre-drywall inspection have been addressed. Yes, you will get a home warranty by the builder, but trust me, it's a lot easier resolving issues before you close on a home rather than years down the road when you might not necessarily be on the builder's priority list. Okay guys, tip number 4, and this is huge. Shop around for financing. Most new home builders will advertise special financing incentives if you utilize the builder's preferred lender. These incentives typically include such things as paying your closing costs up to a certain amount, or maybe paying reduced attorney's fees if using the builder's preferred closing attorney. However, I frequently see where a reputable local lender who has access to multiple loan programs can give you an even better financing option, since quite often they might have access to additional financing sources that the builder's lender might not. I always recommend speaking with the builder's preferred lender to find out what options they can provide. But in addition to this, I recommend that you speak with any financial institutions that you already may have an existing financial relationship with, such as a bank, credit union, or mortgage company. Most of the time, if you already have an existing relationship, those institutions will typically give you their best rates in order to retain you as a client. Just make sure if you're moving from out of state to North Carolina that lender can make loans within North Carolina. If you need the help of a local lender, let me know. I have several that I can put you in contact with who can help. Tip number 5, home warranties. Most new homes built in North Carolina will come with a 1-year warranty covering issues ranging from inadequate workmanship and improperly functioning mechanics, all the way up to things involving more general items such as wall nail pops. Just keep in mind that this 1-year warranty does not cover damage done to the house caused by the homeowner after closing, like banging furniture into a wall and chipping the paint. Most builders will also provide you with a 10-year structural warranty on the home, which covers most of the more serious issues that can happen, such as issues involving roof framing systems, load-bearing walls, and foundation systems. Okay guys, here's my bonus tip. New home construction building timelines. Your builder will give you an estimate on how long they think it will take to build your new home. But keep in mind, this is only an estimate. Quite a lot of factors can affect this estimate. Typically, the biggest factor is weather. However, in the current real estate market, one of the biggest delay factors we're currently experiencing involves supply chain issues. Builders are currently experiencing delivery issues with lumber, appliances, and even windows and doors caused by COVID-19 delay issues. Other factors that can cause building delays include delays with county inspections and permitting approvals. What this means for you, the buyer, is that if you're selling your current home, or maybe you have a lease that's going to expire close to the time that your new home is supposed to close, make sure you look into a backup plan just in case there's a delay. For example, if you're renting, talk to the landlord about possibly leasing month to month. If you're selling your existing home, see if the buyer will be willing to extend closing or maybe lease the house back to you for a short period of time. If neither of those things are an option, then check into corporate housing and maybe temporarily put your belongings into self-storage. Yeah, I know this isn't your ideal situation, but it's better to have a plan if you experience a construction delay. If you'd like to have a more solid estimate on a new home completion date, you might want to consider purchasing a home where construction is actively underway, where it's typically much easier to pinpoint a completion date. If you have any questions at all about new construction or questions about moving to the Triangle area, give me a call. I'd love to help you with your relocation. Thanks so much for liking this video and subscribing to my channel. And remember, get Mike and get moved.